All right, hey, it's Paul from paulsailor.com. And today I gotta apologize because I promised I would never shoot another lizard video. And you believed me, but now it's like an old girlfriend, it's like an old girlfriend or the mafia, you know. Just when I thought it was out, she pulled me back in, right? So these lizards here, they're awesome. So we got it in the background. Can you see it back there? This is a monitor lizard. He eats people. So it's good he's not eating me right now, but got me thinking about a few things. So I want to run my basically ugliness, hotness, and stupidness animal eating guide for you. This is kind of like my guide. I found it very, common. Like people actually do this without even admitting it. So I just kind of wanted to put it out there. You know, I myself, I eat meat. I still eat meat. But I want to be a vegan. I really do. I want to be a vegan. I want to go towards not eating meat. It's really my long-term goal is to not eat meat. No question about it. And it's been difficult for me because, I travel a lot. I'm all over the world. They just don't do vegan stuff. And, it's hard to find a good price. And, when I need it, right there. So I've tried to not eat meat and I'm getting better at it. And I'm eating less animals. And I think Facebook and all these things are really changing the way we look at eating meat anyway. But let's see. So how do we decide to eat meat, right? Well, one thing is we look at the attractiveness of the animal, right? So for example, if let's look at it. If let's just say it was people, right? So you're in a you're stranded. You're on a boat, and you're on a lifeboat. And your boat just sank, and you're in the middle of the ocean, right? So, how do you decide? You run out of food, you can't fish, like your fishing line's gone and it's broken, and you can't. There's no way to get any more fish, and you're starving to death, and you finally decide that you have to eat one of the people on the board. So, who would you eat first? Well, if it was like a bunch of guys, let's say it's a bunch of guys and one hot girl, you probably wouldn't eat her first, right? Because you'd be like, don't think dirty thoughts. What are you thinking dirty thoughts there? Okay, but you probably wouldn't, because you'd say, well, she's hot and we're a bunch of guys. Let's save her for, let's save her, right? So she'd be fine, right? You probably would pick the ugliest guy, and you probably would also pick like the dumbest guy. If you're like most people, you probably wouldn't pick, for example, if Albert Einstein was there, right? So Albert Einstein is one of the guys. You probably wouldn't eat him first, right? Because you'd be like, Albert Einstein, nah, we're not gonna eat him first, right? Let's go with, the guy who, the trailer park guy who is, not doesn't have his stuff together and everything, right? So that might be the way you would think if it was humans, right? So, but when it comes to animals, I think we kind of all do this, right? And I want to say something serious in this video. I think that we're all moving towards veganism. I think long term we are. We really are. I think humans are going towards veganism, or whatever you call it. Whatever word you use. Let's just say not eating animals, right? I think the world's going towards not eating animals. I'm back here at the lizard. Like I said, I can never get away from these things, so I'm just gonna give in here. I think we are as a human species. We've started to separate animals. We don't eat dogs, for example. So not eating dogs is very uncommon because they're very cute, right? Okay, so we kind of do this anyway, right? We kind of do this without being honest about it, really being honest about it, right? But like if there's an animal, if you're still eating animals, right? You should eat like the ugliest, stupidest animal you could possibly eat, right? So like this lizard back there, that guy's got a brain the size of like a walnut. That would probably like an almond, probably, right? He's got a brain like an almond, and he's not. He probably hasn't come up with the latest algorithm. He probably hasn't programmed, like your latest website, or, he hasn't. He's not in biotech or anything like that. That animal, that lizard over there. So you probably think, okay, I would think, yeah, he would be like a better animal to eat if you're gonna eat an animal, right? Because, everything has intelligence. Everything that's edible has intelligence. Like even like trees, and plants. They've proven that they have intelligence. They have fire retardation capacities. They have ability to move away from predators. They kind of recoil, and when they hear fire or when they hear a cutting sound or a chewing sound. They have certain they secrete different enzymes and chemicals and things to stop them from being eaten, right? So everything has some intelligence, but I guess what we do is we say, well, how much intelligence, and then should I eat this thing, right? And then I would add in there is hotness, right? I think hotness is a big thing, because if you see like a really beautiful dog, like a really, really pretty dog, you probably would not eat that before you'd eat like this lizard back here, right? You know, because it just makes sense, right? So that's my scale. Like I said, I'm definitely moving towards not eating animals, no question about it. But this is the way I kind of go there step by step. What I wish the world was like, I really wish that you could get cheap quality protein. And I look forward to this day when like protein is better than meat protein. Because let's face it, meat protein is ugly. You have to like, they're giving hormones to the animals. They're giving all kinds of chemicals in the feed. There's all kinds of problems with meat these days, right? If they could make a perfect meat, right? Just like when they make a plant inside the greenhouse, they don't have to put pesticides on it because there's no bugs in there, right? So a perfectly grown meat would be much better than a meat from an animal, because it would be the same chemical composition, right? But it wouldn't have any hormones, it wouldn't have any chemicals, it wouldn't have eaten anything weird like paint, or they wouldn't have eaten anything off the ground, or it would be much more healthy for you. So I really personally, I look forward to the day, and I'm kind of, this is my like, my what do you call it? Like the coward's guide to eating meat. How to get off meat. So I say start with the most intelligent, hottest animals, and then work your way down. So for example, the best example I could think of is pigs. If I'm going to choose between pork and chicken, I'm going to pick chicken. Because the chicken, I've seen these things run around. These things they're basically stupid as hell. Like the chicken are not, they're not very smart, right? So if I have a choice, it's common meat, it's available when I'm hungry, I might eat chicken, right? And whereas a pig, if you look at pig, like if you search like cute piglets on YouTube, you're gonna find some pretty cute pigs. Like there's some pretty darn cute pigs out there, and they're pretty darn smart too. So I guess that's the hotness and the intelligence factor, right? So if the tree's not that intelligent, but a big mammal is very intelligent, right? So that's basically that's the way I think about it. I know it's not perfect, I'm not perfect, and I am moving in the direction of not eating meat, but that's my guide. Basically the hotness, ugliness, intelligence guide for eating meat. So, and like I said, the ultimate goal is no meat. You don't want to eat any meat. I don't want to eat meat. I don't want to eat animals. I don't want to kill animals. That's the thing that drives me insane. I really don't want to kill animals. I've actually been to slaughterhouses because I travel the world so much. I've seen animals being killed, and I actually one time felt guilty that I had never killed an animal, but I eat animals. So I bought a chicken in the Philippines, a live one, and actually did kill it. And I used that as an excuse. That was back in 1990. And I used that as an excuse of why I can eat meat, is because I could kill it, right? And that worked for me when I was that age, but it doesn't work anymore. I'm getting farther and farther away from it. So this is my kind of slow move guide into you guys, my vegan friends, like Fran and Axel, I'm getting there. And this is it's not perfect. It's not, dishonesty is the worst thing. Dishonesty is the worst thing. One thing I see on Facebook, and you see a lot of people now who don't post pictures of steaks, right? So for example, it's 4th of July yesterday, and a lot of people were making steaks, which I did not do, but they're grilling, but they're not putting it online because they don't want to look like a animal eater. I don't think that really helps anything, I just don't think so. Put your steaks up there. But I would say that if you could start to move in the direction of change, that is a good thing. Moving in the direction of change, right? It's not perfect solution. It's not like, hey, you're there, you're absolutely gonna nail it now, But I think the direction of change is like, it's like similar to like when you go to the gym, right? I went to the gym yesterday and I destroyed it, but just getting to the gym was great. Once I got to the gym, I was like, boom, I nailed a great workout. So moving in the direction of things can often be the beginning of actually making changes in your life. It seems like a joke, right? The stupidness and the hotness scale. But I think that these are the kind of things that actually can affect human behavior. I've seen it. And I think if you look at the stats, people that are trying to change and trying to do the right thing, they do eventually get to where they want to go. So there you go. If you have any comments about my scale there, it's half in humor but half serious, and I'd love to hear it. And so signing off from basically lizard heaven in Lumpini Park, where it's like 5 million degrees today and I'm sweating my butt off.